Today we're going to do derivatives and exploring the quotient rule. So the quotient rule, it says if y equals f over g, then y prime would be f prime g minus g prime f over g squared. Yeah, so now we're going to do this one right here. Y equals e to the power of x over 4x plus 4. Now I have to identify my f's and g's here. So my f would be the e to the x, and therefore f prime would be e to the x. So we all know the derivative of e to the x is the same as f. So the derivative of e to the x is exactly e to the x. And then our g here, the g would be 4x plus 4. And the derivative of that, the derivative of 4x is just 4, and the derivative of a constant is 0. So that's what it is. Now all we need to do is just start filling in where f and f prime and g prime in this here. So now all we have to do now is to start taking the derivative. So here y prime would be f prime, which is e to the x, times the g, which is the 4x plus 4, minus the g prime, which is the 4, times f, which is e to the x, over 4x plus 4. That's the g, and then you square it. Yeah. Now I think we should start multiplying the e to the x into the brackets here. So just distributing. So we have e to the x times 4x. It's going to be 4x e to the x plus e to the x times 4, just going to be 4 e to the x. And then we still have minus 4 e to the x right here. Now this and this will cancel, and we still have the 4x plus 4 squared. And therefore, y prime here would be just 4x e to the power of x over brackets 4x plus 4 squared. We can also, if we want to go further, we could go 4x e to the x all over. I'm going to factor out the 4 from the x plus 4, and I'm going to get x plus 1 squared. Now here, because the 4 is out, I could square the 4 and make it 16. So what we're going to have equals 4x e to the x. And this 4 that's factored out, because when you square it, you get 16. So I'm just going to bring it out and make it 16. And I'm still going to have the x plus 1 squared. Now this 4 reduces to 1, and this 16 reduces to 4. So my final answer is x e to the x all over 4x plus 1 squared. Okay, so that's that one. Now how about here? They want me to find the f prime of 1, the f double prime of 1, the f triple prime of 1. So that basically means we're going to do the derivative, first derivative, and then plug 1 in for x to find out what it equals, and then do the second derivative of d. So basically taking the derivative of the derivative. That's what we're doing, and so on. So let's just do the first one here. The first one is going to follow the quotient rule. So here is going to identify my f as 1 plus 2x. My f prime will be 2. And my g of x, or g, equals 1 minus 2x. And g prime would be negative 2. Because the derivative of 1 is 0. The derivative of 2x is just 2. And the same here, the derivative of 1 is 0, the derivative of negative 2x is negative 2. Now we're just going to go apply the rule. Y prime equals f prime, which is 2 times g, which is 1 minus 2x, minus g prime, which is negative 2. So minus a negative 2, that's just going to become plus 2. And times f, which is 1 plus 2x, all over g squared, which is 1 minus 2x squared. Now I'm going to do some simplifying here. So that's going to be 2 minus 4x plus 2 plus 4x all over 1 minus 2x squared. Now the negative 4x and the plus 4x cancels. And 2 plus 2 is 4. So we're going to get 4 over 1 minus 2x squared. Now if we're doing f prime of 1, which means basically subbing in 1 for the x in the first derivative. So I'm subbing the 1 right here. So f prime of 1. I'm sorry, this f prime, it's not related to the f in the rule. This is just saying it's find the derivative, the first derivative. When you finish the first derivative, just plug in 1 in the x in the derivative and find out what it equals. That's what it means. So 4, 1 minus 2 times 1 squared, which equals now 1 minus 2 times 1, just going to be negative 1. Negative 1 squared is 1. 4 divided by 1, just 4. Yeah. So that is for the first derivative. If we want to find the second derivative, what I'm going to do, I'm going to change f prime of x to 4. That's going to be 1 minus 2x to the power of negative 2. So we just brought the denominator up and then made the 2 negative. Now here we're going to do the chain rule. So now we're going to do f double prime of x, which equals, you have to multiply the negative 2 and the 4, that's negative 8. And you write 1 minus 2x again, and you take away 1 from the negative 2, that's going to become negative 3. And after that, you multiply by the derivative of what's inside here, which is negative 2. And we need to simplify, so negative 2 times negative 8 is 16. 1 minus 2x to the negative 3. This we're going to need when we're going to take the third derivative, but it's good to simplify this into 16 over 1 minus 2x cubed on the bottom, because if you're doing f double prime of 1, you just sub in 1 in the x there, so you have 16, and then 1 minus 2 times 1 cubed, which equals 1 minus negative 2 times 1 is just going to be negative 1. Negative 1 cubed is negative 1. 16 divided by negative 1 is going to give you negative 16. Okay, so now I'm just going to take the third derivative and do it on top here because I don't have room. It's going to write it right here. So there we go. So we're going to go with this right here. So I need f double prime first. F double prime of x equals, now we're going to go from here, as I said. So it's 16. 1 minus 2x to the power of negative 3. So f triple prime, this is the third derivative of x, equals, you bring the negative 3 times 16, that's negative 48. 1 minus 2x to the power of negative 4, because you take away 1 from the exponent, and then you go on the inside and take the derivative with inside, which is going to be negative 2 again. Negative 2 times 48, that's going to be positive 96. And you know what? I'm just going to write the 1 minus 2x to the -4. I'm just gonna bring it to the bottom. So we could save room. 1 minus 2x to the power of 4. Now we're gonna do the f double triple prime of 1. And I'm gonna sub in the 1 and the 2x there. So 1 minus 2 times 1 all squared. 2 times 1 is 2. 1 minus 2 is -1. -1 squared is gonna be +1. 96 divided by +1 is 96. And that is the final answer for this. So as always, thanks for watching. Till next time, bye-bye.